did you learn about this Ducks team when you saw them a couple weeks ago that you can kind of make adjustments for tonight?
Transition game is excellent. A lot of speed, attack-oriented. I thought we played well that night. It was a good hockey game, could have went either way. And now what they're going through is a little bit, they're not sneaking up on teams anymore, right? People are aware of Carlson and some of their younger players. So that's their challenge they have in front of them, and we'll be one of those teams now that we've seen them once, right? So hopefully we're up to the task. You got to be able to do it just because you've seen it and we talk about it. But some good young defensemen. I thought their lefty were up all night pinching plays. So our right side has to be better on the walls. They kept a lot of pucks alive, won a lot of those battles, and that's where we need to be better. I thought that was one area for sure that we shouldn't get surprised by tonight.
Do you game plan for a player like Leo Carlson?
Not necessarily. We talk about, because, it was Cooley the other night. It'll be, we got Utah again, Cooley. It'll be Stützle on, you know what I mean? There's always good players in the top six. So if there's a tendency, yes. Do they like to hide, in rim releases in the O-zone? Do they like to, or do they tend to attack on their backhand? Do they like to, Barzal, right? He loves to turn up, likes to go behind the net, and he likes to draw you out of the good ice and put it back into the middle. So there's always some tendencies with every player. I don't know that we necessarily would have one on him yet. Other than he's big and strong, he seems to get a stick in a lot of pucks in the slot. So you better be heavy and under his stick and establishing body position once they get below the tops of the circles.
The fact that we've seen more secondary scoring and then, Jack obviously gets the monkey off his back as well. Do you think having that secondary scoring can help a guy like Jack not put so much pressure on himself?
Yes and no. It helps us win, to be honest. That's what separated us in the win column, I think, recently versus the overtime loss column, is we're getting, Ben Hutton's on a streak right now. Different guys are contributing. Jack's going to be hard on himself no matter what, whether we're getting secondary scoring or not. That's just his nature. We try to, go into every game, but that's his expectation. So I don't know that that'll change. I'm sure when he walks away from the rink and we get the wins and he wasn't scoring, that then he feels better about himself, because that's what he wants to do ultimately, is win. But I think he's always challenging himself regardless of what's going on with the rest of the team.
Braden Bowman's only been up here for a little bit, but he's had quite an impact so far. What have you liked about his game so far?
Probably everything, to be honest. For a young guy, he's been strong on pucks. His details away from the puck are excellent. He gets in shooting lanes. He's complemented Jack really well. He's helped our power play. We had a right stick down there, was functioning well at the start of the year. Stone goes out, and I think he's a good replacement in-house for his abilities and to keep the rest of the guys in place in the power play. So a lot of good. He's been consistent for a young guy. From night to night, there hasn't been peaks and valleys. He's been fairly steady every night, and that's a good sign, because that's how you make it in this league as a young guy. Eventually, you got to, it's 82 of these, so you got to make sure you're finding a way to help the team every night, and he's done a good job of that.
For a franchise that's been on top of this division for such a long time, is there a change in the mindset with a team like Anaheim coming up and pushing you guys, and just the change of mindset of how you approach these games?
Yeah, I think, we talked about a new kid on the block. It's early for that, game 21. So, if we're battling with them in game 60, then your conversation's legit. But right now is where we are in the schedule, and they're doing it. So I think for us, it doesn't change how we prepare. It's just, I think you used a good word, mindset, as if we want to be the king of the castle. This is the next challenger. Then you got to be a little more on your toes tonight. So that's what's in front of us. And I think the last game we eventually got to our game, so there shouldn't be a surprise of who they are right now. So let's be ready to go.
How's the team doing? It seems like everything's on the up and up lately, and vibes are high.
Yeah, I think the past little bit we've gotten our game together, and it was a good win the other night in Utah, and we're looking to keep it going.
How would you pinpoint kind of the difference in how the games have gone lately versus, say, a week or two ago?
I think playing closer to full 60s. I think that's been a big separation in terms of that little stretch of going win loss. We're starting to put together games that are closer to the 60-minute mark for our entire game, and I think we're starting to control the pace a little bit too, and dictate things a little better out there in terms of our game, and not let other teams take over. So, especially going into buildings too on the road, you want to try and stick to your game and get to your game right away. And I think we've been doing a pretty good job of that.
As a decor, are you guys enjoying just having a little bit more offensive involvement?
Yeah, we're having fun. Obviously, Huddy's been kind of taking the charge the past couple games. Goals in back-to-back, obviously. I think we'll all be looking for the third tonight. But hopefully we get it.
I wanted to ask you about just being back here. I know you've been a Golden Knight for a long time now, but this is where it all began for you. Is it still special at all?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody left in the organization from when I was here, but I think they're a good team. It's going to be a tough test, and it'll be fun to play again.
What did you guys learn about this team when you played them a couple weeks ago?
You got a lot of skill up front. I think that's definitely something they've tried to progress in their organization over the past couple of years, is getting a lot of young guys in, guys with speed, guys that can make plays with the puck, and some pretty good hockey minds over there. So they like to handle the puck, they like to create things off the rush. They're a highly skilled group, so trying to manage things throughout the neutral zone, having good gaps as D, and trying to limit their chances off the rush.
What have you seen out of Shea Theodore lately?
What have I seen? Yeah. Oh man, the old Shea Theodore. Once he scored that one, and then he started to buzz, and he's having fun out there, and he's doing his thing, and being one of the best defensemen in the league. So it's fun to see.
What have you seen out of Zach Whitecloud lately?
Just poise. He's been unbelievable last little bit. I think we were talking about it after last game. I think sometimes it's a little mindset shift. In the season, a little shake up, but he's been great and really leading the charge for us.